Hello, loves. It's your girl Candace. I'm here with Confidential Talk. I know y'all watched Married at First Sight last night. I sure did. I know I'm looking crazy though. I'm actually washing my hair because I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. So, but that wasn't gonna stop me to get on here and talking to y'all about this show. So, welcome in, y'all. We are on season 6, episode 16. Sorry, I just running up down the stairs to grab my lip gloss. But we are on pull this up. We are on episode 16. We're very close to decision day. And the tables just keep turning. I keep feeling different ways each episode. But I think things kind of remain the same for me as far as Aries go. I know that he supposedly made big strides this episode. And I'm like, okay. All right, be happy for it for a second, Jasmine. But I wouldn't necessarily bet too much on it. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, again, he's all this. And I feel like I've been able to see through Aries this whole season. So, what he was doing and saying this episode really it didn't do nothing for me, baby. Okay. Clint and Gina, every episode I just get more hurt for Clint because we're gonna talk about it, okay? Because I really have some good commentary on that. And I really feel like for the people that are lacking this connection, this spark, or whatever the case may be, I feel like they be having their little opportunities to really like maybe step things up or like, kind of create that connection and they just be missing the mark. Okay. And these are like grown as men and women. So let's talk about it. And last but not least, Shaq and Kirsten. Like I have been Team Shaq, Shaq Daddy. Okay. If you've been watching my recaps, you know I love me some Shaq. I've been all for him all season. But honestly, the past two episodes, I feel like we've been really getting to know them, especially because Dominique and McKinley are not on the show. So I feel like they're now finally showing a lot more Kirsten and Shaq. And I am starting to see little things about Shaq. Okay, let's talk about it. Starting to see little things. And I mean, obviously, Kirsten, we're going to talk about it when the time comes, y'all. We're just going to get right into the episode, okay? So we start the episode off with the couples getting ready for this couples retreat, I think it was called, out in the wilderness where they got the bears, okay? I wonder if they knew that was going to be the case before they came. Anyways, so they're getting ready for the couple's getaway. They start heading there. Nicole brings up the living situation in the car with Chris. Chris is in no rush and not worried about the living situation. Okay, if they have to live apart for a little bit, he cool with that. Which I find a little bit odd, especially because you see how hard Nicole is going for this, right? And one has to wonder, why does Chris now want to kind of like put the pedal to the metal on like trying to figure out the situation with them living together immediately after they move out of this like this temporary housing for the show, like what they're gonna do. And he is literally on board to living separately. So I'm really curious. Like everything just seems really nice and sweet right now, but Chris, what's up? Why you don't want to live with your wife immediately right after the show? I don't know. I have questions, but it's the fact that Nicole is clearly bothered by it. Like, what's going on? Anyways, everyone gets to the house. Nicole is annoyed that they're the last ones there, and she's like worried about having the ugliest room, which I will be on the same page. But I feel like she was just like overly annoyed about it for no reason because the space that they actually got ended up being like really really nice. It wasn't me, or did they get like the whole basement, which is nice. It's like a whole nother like living space down there. I wouldn't be complaining. Okay. Anyways, but I could have saw that wrong. Um, the men get ready for the pageant. Was Chris wearing his suit from the wedding, his suit jacket from the wedding, and suit pants? Because I could have swore that's what he wore for his wedding. And I was just thinking to myself, Chris, you ain't got nothing else to pull out but that suit that you got. And I wonder if the show paid, moving on. Moving on. As long as Nicole's happy, right? Oh my goodness, it was so funny. I kind of got bits and pieces because it wasn't much going on here, but Shaq ends up putting on Chris's wig. He does like this, trying to flip his hair back, and the wig completely goes back, and it had me like dying laughing. That was hilarious. Clint comes out, comes out. He's like the last guy that comes out for the pageant. I ain't gonna lie, right? I'm not into Clint, but Clint looked good. Okay, he had no shirt on, got the chest showing. He had a little swag. I think that's what Gina's been talking about. That Clint's been missing this whole time is that swag. Okay, Clint had the bun. I was feeling the bun. I wish it could have been a little bit higher, but first time for everything. It looks really good on him. It was a look and a vibe. I was like, okay, maybe if Gina saw this Clint a little bit more often, obviously still the personality. I kind of like and really liking Clint's personality, his like jokes and sense of humor and stuff like that. I think he's like a really wild card, but like fun. He seems like a lot of fun. But I think it is the swag. Now, when he came out looking like that, I was like, oh, Clint he has potential. He actually has potential. Slick your hair back more often, do some more of these edgy hairstyles and wear more edgier clothes. I think that's a whole look for you. Honestly, I don't know about y'all. Comment below, let me know what y'all think. But I was kind of like, okay, Clint, Gina got you together. So maybe that's what Gina's been talking about. But we all know that Gina don't like Clint. She don't like him. So it is what it is. It ain't gonna happen. Let's see here. So I don't remember who all got what, but I did see that Aries won the couples retreat king, which I will say his look was probably the best out of everybody's. I did like his suit and outfit. He looked really nice. I just don't like him. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then Chris was Mr. Showstopper, and I don't know what Shaq and Clint won, but honestly, Clint should have been Mr. Couples Retreat King, because that little ensemble he came out in, I was so here for it. I was so here for it. Anyways, so they are at the retreat, and Clint and Gina has to share a bed. And we get this moment where Clint talks about how he's actually really excited about them sharing a bed together. It's going to make them feel a little bit more married, and they're going to be a little bit more close. And this is where I have to say, I have to come in with my little commentary, y'all. This would have been a really good opportunity for him to create some type of intimacy. Obviously, not really pushing the envelope, honestly, because he knows that Gina, might make her uncomfortable. Obviously, you don't want to like try to kiss her or anything like that. Nothing like too forward, but it could have been a nice time for him to like, especially if you're seeing that she likes the slick bun, she's liking that, and you like Gina. The thing is, Clint likes Gina. He just doesn't want to get his heart broken. Put that aside. Okay, you got your little man bun on. Maybe offer to give her a little back massage or something like that and create some type of intimacy where you're actually just touching each other. Okay, it don't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be super intimate where you're actually kissing or anything like that. It could just be a simple, just touching her on her shoulders, massaging her, rubbing her arms, just giving that physical touch to build some type of intimacy. And I think that's where Gina put herself in this position where she was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. She's not completely attracted to you at all. Like, she's really not attracted to Clint at all. It's unfortunate because not everybody wants to win someone over. Someone wants to just be themselves and authentically get someone. But I'm just saying, if you want to get your girl, okay, unless you just be like, nope, I just want her to be just attracted to who I am as I am. But if you want to, woo and sway, I think this would have been a great opportunity for Clint to really kind of like push the envelope a little bit and like, just try doing the physical touch. But that's just me, okay? I feel like these couples are not taking the therapeutic advice, okay? Because Gina said that the therapist was telling them to be friends. I've never gotten that. I think, just incorporating sex talk and physical touch will definitely help y'all to maybe be a little bit more comfortable with each other. But I will say, in Clint's defense, I maybe understand why he don't feel comfortable doing that, especially because after Gina was just like, I don't feel comfortable talking about sex with him. Like, the way she acted when they were talking to that, I forgot what her name was. Yeah, I remember her name. But when they were talking to her, she just seemed utterly disgusted with the idea of talking to Clint about sex and stuff like that. Maybe that's why Clint is just like, I don't want to like push the envelope. But just starting with that physical touch, I think will really help. Let me see here. But then we get, where was I? Okay. Then we get this moment where we find out Kirsten was snoring a lot. Aries got up and meditated without Jasmine, even though she mentioned the night before, like, hey, I want to meditate with you. And he said it slipped his mind. I think that's what Jasmine be talking about, is like, do you even care about this marriage? Like, it's like, okay, well, I want her to speak up. Okay, that's great for her to speak up, but like, you literally, all you're doing right now, all your life's focus right now is this marriage. You're on a show about this marriage. How did that slip your mind? I would be irritated if I was Jasmine. Like, that irritates me. But I feel like, again, she's working on herself. She actually said something about it. Her energy shifted, but she still went out there and did it with him. And I just think that, again, like, we need to see the effort from Aries, not just this. We need to see you do action. You should have took that, her initiating to meditate with you, serious, and being like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I get her up. I'm gonna make sure I make this a whole thing because I really want to build this bond with my wife. He playing with us, man. He's playing games. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so Chris leaves some cheesy notes around for Nicole. It was cheesy, y'all. Yes. But I loved it. Okay. I love cheesy stuff. Write me some little love letters and leave it around the house and make me feel good. Okay. That is so sweet. It just is a simple reminder of how much your partner cares about you and how much they love you. And like, as much as I really don't like Chris, I think that the cheesy side of him, I could dig it. Okay. I don't understand why guys won't tap into that cheesy side more, like, oh, that's corny, that's this, that's that. No, you just confirming, your love for your girl. I would appreciate that. Okay. So when I saw that, I thought it was super cute. Um, so then we get the moment with the bears. The bears are around they going into the cooler, they eating up the snacks that's sitting outside. I don't know what's going on, but they in their stuff, okay. And then Clint here for it, he go outside, he like, hey, I love me some bears. Okay, let me pet one. He didn't say that, but like, yeah, he was the only one outside with the bears. Clint is crazy. Kirsten and Shaq go down this steep slide, which looked insane. I would be scared if I was Kirsten too. But Kirsten actually brings up Decision Day afterwards. And it was a really good conversation. It was actually interesting because, this entire time I feel like I've seen Kirsten be, first, okay. So at the beginning of the season, we see Kirsten, not like Shaq and kind of like making her comments and doing different stuff. And it just was a huge turnoff, right? I didn't really care for it myself. And I feel like we've seen her literally do a 180, right? She's more attentive, she's more affectionate, she's more supportive. I feel like I've seen that through the lenses. Watching the show, like kind of like mid-season, I feel like she literally did a 180. And then we kind of see Shaq change a little bit too. Like he's being a little bit more needy. He's being a little bit more, which is okay. Obviously, we want Shaq to be himself. But there is a side of Shaq that I saw a couple episodes ago that made me think like, there may be a little bit more to the masculinity, the conversation, right? It was a couple episodes back where Shaq felt a way about something that Kirsten did. And when they got home, when they were looking at the houses, okay, they was looking at a house and she made the joke like, hey, I need you to buy me a house, buy me a car, all this other stuff, right? And we talked about this. But when they got home, he was like really picking at her and doing like, it was that kind of made me realize that might be like a trait that he has that may not be that attractive or may not be that masculine. And I don't want to say it's a feminine thing to kind of pick at things or anything like that, but it can be a little unmasculine. I don't know if that's a word, but like it could be a lot less masculine for someone to kind of like pick and like, and I think that that's what Kirsten, is having an issue with the communication is because she feels like there's a lot of conversations that they're having and it's turning to arguments where that shouldn't be. And I feel like I've seen her lately in these newer episodes be supportive and be like, well, no, like she's trying to like not be as confrontational. And it seems like Shaq is pushing confrontation, and he's kind of agitated. He's kind of like picking and like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. And that's the thing. It's hard to exactly put the name to it, exactly what I feel like Shaq is doing and what to call it, but I do feel like it is a little non-masculine, or it is a little like picking at cursing at things and kind of picking little arguments and stuff like that, which can also be a non-masculine thing. So it's just like, again, not to say it's a feminine thing to pick fights and stuff, but I just feel like those are kind of things that kind of play into kind of like bringing down his masculinity a little bit. And also too, it can be very unattractive when you're trying to communicate with someone and you're not trying to argue, but it seems like they're trying to argue. That is a huge turn off. Okay? Huge. Do not be trying to pick a no fight with me. Don't, like, especially like if I'm like, my tone is here and I'm like, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't talk about it right now. And I understand that some things shouldn't always be put off. I understand that you should have conversations with your partner about things. You have to talk it out. But when I feel like someone is picking and picking and picking, and I'm not really trying to be confrontational, I feel like it's like going left. I feel like I saw a perfect prime example of Shaq doing that at the house that night after they had a discussion about if she was going to buy or if he was going to buy her a home and stuff like that. And why I understand why that could have been off putting to him. I just saw a different side of Shaq that made me realize this is the things that Kirsten may be feeling that might be like, okay, I don't know how I feel about it. Okay. So I jumped the gun a little bit because she didn't mention right there in that scene that she was 50-50. But she does bring up decision day, and she brings up that communication hasn't been that great. Shaq is optimistic, and he explains that they are growing and learning one another. But in his confessionals, he does seem a little annoyed by the fact that Kirsten is a little unsure about decision day, and she's a little unsure about the communication, a little annoyed about it. He seems annoyed about it. But again, I just kind of see that problem with their communication is like he kind of has like these little like when they were sitting at the table. And I don't know if last episode I didn't do last episode because I was sick, but I watched it. And when I watched the episode, there was a moment where Nicole said something, but she didn't say anything bad. And Kirsten didn't respond or say anything. And then Shaq got up and got upset and walked off. And then Kirsten had to go out there and kind of like bring him back and like talk to him. And like, but it was just kind of like, he just seemed to be just picking. Okay. You didn't say anything when Nicole said this. I didn't really see there a reason for her to say anything. What Nicole said. Nicole says a lot of things, but I don't think that Nicole said anything that bad. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened because again, I was like kind of sick and I was just watching the episode just to watch it because I wasn't reviewing it. But I do feel like Nicole didn't say anything that bad for Kirsten to have to defend Shaq or anything like that. So I don't know. I was just kind of confused on the tantrum there. I kind of saw it as that, and it's just like again, it's not really a masculine thing to do that. And it's just also not really attractive. So when Kirsten kind of brought it up, I was a little blindsided a little bit because I was like, damn, they've been doing so great. And I've been seeing this different side of Kirsten, but I feel like when she's shown this different side of her, it's like now Shaq is seeming like he's a little difficult. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. But Clint says that he feels like him and Gina sleeping in the same bed didn't make them feel like a married couple. I just put that Clint does seem like a lot of fun. They're on this roller coaster and he's making all these jokes. And I did put, I wish he would do the bun more often. Since I've seen him with the bun, it's a vibe. I need him to put that man bun back on. I also said this. I also wish that he would give her compliments and stuff because I do feel like that he finds her attractive. He really likes her and stuff like that. But again, he's guarded because he doesn't want to get his heart broken, and he knows that Gina's not attracted to him. But I do feel like it will woo her a little bit if he would give her a few compliments. If you give her the compliments, maybe bring on that charm. You know, I don't think that the good news about a guy, most guys can get a girl without the initial attraction. But vice versa, women really can't get a guy without initial attraction. And he has really the upper hand because he's that guy. And I feel like if he actually you know, use some of that Clint swag. I think that he will be able to woo and weigh her, but like he's not doing anything. He's like playing it safe. He's super guarded and scared. And I don't think I think that's where the lack of like juice is. Clint got the juice, baby. You need to be giving her some compliments. You need to be doing that physical touch her arm here and there, touch her thigh, give her a little rub, tell her how pretty she is, put the man bun on, like, okay, peel back them layers and get to the crust. God damn it, you talk about the crust all the time. Clint, I need you to step up. But of course, I don't think we ever get there. I don't think Clint is gonna get there, and I guess they need me on there. They need me counseling these couples. Yep, I'm not even certified, but I feel like I can give a lot more great advice than them. And also, I would be also letting them know, like, look, if you're not gonna take my advice, you're not serious about this process. You can't walk away, Aries, because we've been watching you. You can't walk away with this advice and then say you're going to do this stuff and then the action don't follow your words. I cannot stand that. Do not say you're going to do something and then, or don't say you're going to do something and then not do it. Oh, I'm going to do this. I promise to be better. And I promise to do this. I need action, boy. Like, what? Anyways, the Aries, I can't stand him. Anywho, Aries asks if he's doing better. He asks Jasmine if he's doing better. And she does say yes. She mentions that he is always on his phone. Aries tells her that he wants her to let him know in the moment. She needs to be more open and speak up. She says it's something that has popped up in her past relationships, so she will work on it. So the guys get together and cook. Clint asks about everyone's sex life. Chris says that he may or may not have sex last night. I'm pretty sure Shaq and Kirsten heard that because their bedroom was right above their room. Shaq said he just glad it happened. Okay. I don't know if they've only had sex once or just, I don't know, but he just happy that he got some. But again, I think that Kirsten is not going to be opening up and willing to show her family to him and do all this stuff. Like, we've seen the side of Kirsten where she can be supportive and affectionate and sweet and stuff like that. And I feel like instead of using that opportunity to like be more of a man for her, I think Shaq used it to be more complaining and like, okay, well, I want this, I want that, like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like, so I feel like now she's starting to kind of like back up a little bit more because it doesn't sound like they've had sex recently. Okay, I don't know if they have. They might have. I don't know. So the girls asked Gina how is she, and she said that she's working deeper on their friendship. Girl, we're gonna leave that there. Jasmine expresses that her and Aries is in a different place. Girl, we're gonna leave that there too. Kirsten is in the middle of a yes and no for decision day, and it's because she feels like communication is not good, and it's more difficult than it has to be. And again, I've been saying that I feel like I've actually, when she said it, it was just like it made sense. I feel like when they get into it, it's so unnecessary. I feel like it's really more so Shaq picking at her. So I feel like she's starting to get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm trying. I've gotten to this place where I actually like you and I'm trying, and now you're making me not like you again. And that's how I'm seeing Kirsten. And it sucks though, because I do feel like Kirsten did give him a hard time at first. It just sucks. But I feel like he won her over, and it's just like now he's about to lose her with all the shenanigans. Shaq said that he has not met her family outside of the ones that were at the wedding. He has asked if she knows how much he is a family man. So he is not asking no more. And he think it is odd that he has not met her family. And again, I think it's coming from a place where Kirsten want to make sure this is 100% real. Kirsten's a different type of woman. I don't really understand her or get it, but I can maybe understand what she's doing in the moment. And I feel like, she wants to make sure this is a for real thing. I think that she wants to make sure that she's 100% comfortable and it's going to work past decision day before she really opens that side up to her. Because I think that she could be a family person too. I think that she could be a really good wife. I will say that. Kirsten seems like she has what it takes to be a good wife. So I do feel like it's just all about Kirsten just stepping up and being a man for her. And just, instead of picking at her and like starting little arguments and, be more assertive. She said, oh, guys, I think we hit something there because last week I wasn't able to do the recap. She needs him to be more assertive. Step up and be a man, Shaq. Okay, I was calling you Shaq Daddy. You about to lose that name. You ain't Shaq Daddy no more. You just Shaq because we need you to put Daddy in the Daddy. Kirsten, I can tell she needs a leader. I feel like she's a leader in herself, but she wants a man to be a leader. And I feel like Shaq has it in some areas, but then Shaq want to throw tantrum tantrums. Stop it. Just stop. It's not cute. It is not cute. Whew, they need me on the show. They need me to talk to the couples. So they sit down and eat. Aries just wants Jasmine to speak up and work on her communication. He wants to create a space for her to be vulnerable. And then he goes into this big thing and he thanks her for this, that, and the third, and yappy, yappy, yappy. And I'm just thinking, Aries, here we go. Like, here we go listening to Aries talk about stuff. That doesn't mean anything because he's not going to have any action behind it. Is he going to show her appreciation? Is he going to show her by being more attentive and affectionate and actually like, no, he's not. So it's just a whole bunch of words. So I just kind of like roll my eyes through the whole thing. Gina and Clint are just friends and they're getting along really well as friends. Gina says though it is unattractive to force the connection. And she didn't sign up to be married to a friend. And I feel like sometimes Gina can come off very direct. I think it's more of a directness and it comes off rude and kind of mean just a little bit. And it just kind of, again, left Clint looking kind of blindsided and kind of, because like I feel like when you talk to Clint, it's always like, we're working on it. We're getting there. We're feeling better about it. And I feel like he's always optimistic because he really wants her. He likes her. But then, you know, when Gina opens her mouth, it's always something crazy coming out. It's always something crazy coming out. So, you know, I am so sorry, Clint. You know, I really am. They do the 80s party and it's Nicole and Clint's birthday. So they're all celebrating, they get drunk, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. So yeah, you guys, this season has been very, very interesting. But I'm really just kind of waiting to decision day. I'm really hoping next week is decision day, and I don't think it is. They need to make it because I really, really want to get to the crust of who's just going to be together and who's not, so we can find out what's going on with Clint and Dominique, because we seen them kiss at the beginning of the season. So we kind of already know Clint and Gina ain't going to work out. So what's up with that? We need to get to decision day so we can understand what's going on with these couples and where they're going after the fact, because it's a lot of raised eyebrows at Chris. Why he don't want to immediately live with Nicole. You know, I've definitely seen some chitter chatter online about, you know, maybe his intentions are not what they seem. So that would be very interesting to find out, you know, if Chris and Nicole stay together. I'm pretty sure there's no chance of Aries and Jasmine staying together, but you know, hopefully we can find out, catch up with her afterwards, after the show, and what she's got going on. And yeah, like I just want to get this over with, okay, y'all, because I want to get to the crust. Who is still together? Who made it? Who didn't? What's going on? Because I want to know. But yes, thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you guys go back and watch the whole thing. Please comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode, what you think about the couples, and I will see you guys in the next video.